Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. You already know what it is. It's your girl, Miss Arie 24, and I'm back at it again with the back at it again with the recaps. You already know what's good. Let me just give you a forewarning. Tonight, I am in my feels. This is gonna be a good one, y'all. So definitely stay tuned. All right, y'all, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. You already know we are in week 4 of these Bachelor recaps. We are doing good. Thank you so much for the support. And I just want to say right now, if you have not subscribed, first of all, what are you doing, sis or bro or whatever? Click that subscribe button. And while you're at it, click the little bell so you get notified of when I upload these recaps. So show me some support, show me some love, subscribe. And once you do that, go ahead and like this video. And then while you're at it, leave a comment, because I'm sure you will have something to comment about that. I promise you. Now for the comment of the week. I have to give a shout out to what happens to be my sister. Y'all, she left a comment, so I'm gonna give her a shout out. Her name is Lady Sola TV, LADYSOLA TV. And she said, I'm back at it again with the back at it again with the recap. Love that intro. It always gets stuck in my head. LOL, great job. And she had a lot more to say about week 2's information and just showing a lot of love and support. So thank you, Lady Sola TV. Thank you for showing that love and showing that support to your sis. And y'all go subscribe to her. Now, on to this week's recap. The pressing issue that we open this episode up with is Becca with the pixie cuts, issue of age. A lot of the women are sitting around amongst themselves and they're discussing how Becca hasn't told Arie her age, how this is going to be a pressing issue in their relationship, how they don't understand how it's taken this long, just like basically over analyzing, nitpicking, doing all of this extra work in analyzing how Arie is going to react to Becca's age. For this to be how the episode opens, personally, I knew this was going to be a Becca episode. Like, I mean, anytime she's there, it's a Becca episode, so it is what it is. But for them to open and just be going into it like they recapping a Bachelor episode or some shit, they just all up in it, and I'm just like, y'all really pressed about sis. Like, sis got y'all pressed. Sis was probably taking a nap. Sis was probably eating a snack. Sis was probably in the pool. I think she actually was in the pool. And y'all overanalyzing literally her entire relationship. How about y'all put some of that into your own? How about that? So Chris Harrison comes and he lets the ladies know that there will not be a date this week in LA, meaning they're going somewhere. Y'all want to know where they're going? They are going to Lake Tahoe, Nevada. And of course, the women are super excited because it's pretty early on in the game. They get to leave LA. They get to leave this bachelor mansion, go sleep in a hotel where they share a bed or sleep on the floor, whatever they do. But whatever it is, they get to get out of the bachelor mansion. So they are excited. And I'm excited because I get to see new scenery beside like Hollywood Boulevard and their bachelor mansion backyard. They get a knock on the door and there's a delivery of a date card. Becca actually volunteers to read it, and in it says, CN, let's let love soar. So I was really excited to see that CN was getting a date. But on the other hand, it seemed like some of these ladies, you know, were trying to be like a little shady. They didn't know what would happen on a one-on-one now, because on the last one-on-one Lauren S went on, she actually went home. And apparently this was a shock in the whole house. So now people are very worried and scared about going on a one-on-one date with him because they feel like if Lauren S could go home, that could be me. I don't understand why they're comparing their relationship to this Lauren S, because to me, that relationship was very devoid of emotion. I didn't feel anything, so maybe they were seeing something that we're not. But personally, I don't know why all of the women are comparing their relationships or becoming fearful because he sent home Lauren S. Like, it just, to me, wasn't there. Whatever the case may be, that should not be their benchmark. The ladies are kind of, you know, slightly saying that maybe Cien might go home because they feel like there is a very like intellectual connection, but they don't know if that physical connection is actually there. I think it's shady that they were saying that and not saying that to Cien's face, but might have been some truth to it, maybe. So Arie actually comes to pick up our girl Cien. They head out. We see that the first part of this date with Cien is parasailing. Oh my goodness, they look like they are having so much fun. They are in these, they are these parachutes. They are floating, flying. She is screaming, he is screaming. They look like they're having the time of their lives. I am absolutely not jealous of this date. I am thoroughly enjoying watching this from my couch. But it looks like so much fun to watch. It looks like she's having a good time, and that is all that matters to me at this point. On the flip side, we see the women outside on their balcony in their hotel room with the binoculars. Like, these producers be so petty. Like, they have them, they'll literally probably call them, all right, girls, we need a shot of you on the balcony. Come on, act like you're interested. And they're with the binoculars trying to find them in the sky, like, as if they don't know what they're looking for. Oh, I wonder if we'll see them. Oh, is that them in the water? Are they on a boat? Oh, that's them with some parachutes? Oh, okay. The date with Cien continues, and we see them on some sort of like picnic, I would say. They're sitting down, they're drinking champagne, and this is where they're getting to the nitty-gritty, how the progress of their relationship is going. Cien starts to kind of ask him more personal questions. She says, you know, when did you feel, you know, ready? And like, what brought you to this point? And he's telling her, you know, I got to see, you know, my family, my younger brother get married, friends get married. And it made me realize that, man, I'm at that stage in my life too. They do actually really go into depth about his younger brother's wedding that just recently happened. They talk about it being in Holland and how they got to see family. He's just really getting into the nitty-gritty of why he's single, why he's really excited to be married, and just kind of opening up about what he sees for himself in the near future. She kind of just opens up about, you know, just choosing to come, choosing to open herself up, and just being, you know, having to come to this point of feeling okay with opening herself up and being okay with whatever happens. That she finds that she's slowly being more open with Arie, and Arie agrees that he can feel that. So it looks like the first part of the date is going pretty well, and it looks like our girl Cien is definitely being more open, and also, you know, giving him a little bit more of, you know, the action. Again, taking one for the team, sis. Can't thank you enough. Arie mentions that he, you know, didn't know how he was feeling about Cien at first, but then on that first night, he knew that she was intellectual, that she was smart, that she was candid, confident. And then when he had the first kiss with her, he was like, and she's a good kisser. I'm just like, Arie, y'all, Arie, I don't know how I'm feeling about him today. I feel like it's gonna be like half love, half drag. Like right in this moment right now, I think he was trying to spit game and it was like falling flat on its face. But like, I appreciate the effort. I think I'm just starting to like uncover more of his personality, and he's not as like, he's still awkward as hell, but he's trying. So I'm like trying to like give him more leeway now that I'm kind of understanding who I think he is as a person. But like, he's still hella corny, but like, I think he's really expressive. That's one thing that I will give him. He's very expressive here with Cien. He tells her exactly what he's liking, what he's seeing, what he's feeling. Like he doesn't hold back and like make it so like secretive and like, if it's you, if I were to feel this way. I like that he's very straight to the point about how he's feeling, and he's not just talking in circles. So I'll give Arie that. I might bash him later, but for in this moment, I'm gonna give him a point. So how many he got right now? Maybe 3, and then might like -50. So he's still like -47, but you know, climbing his way out the hole somehow, some way. We see Arie and Cien on their dinner date. this is kind of where the conversation really deepens. Cian is opening up about her past, her outlook on love. She kind of specifies that, you know, she's always been kind of afraid of love because she's seen her parents fighting, and also the fact that she doesn't really identify with this process or love in general because she never had like an example to look at, you know, in the media and society. She never had this example of love for a girl like her. In other words, she's trying to tell Arie, I'm black as hell and America ain't here for me. So my prerogative is, girl, just tell him the truth. Tell him truth tea. Just be like, you know what? The aesthetics were not for me. But she said in a very like Yale way. You know what I'm saying? Like she clearly went to Yale. Because she found a way to say it without having to say it. You know? So I guess I'll translate for you, girl. She's basically saying, America, bye. Like, then Arie responds, you know, like he should. He's just reassuring her like, oh my God, that's so sad that, you know, you feel like you didn't deserve love because, you know, you didn't really see those examples in the media and you've seen your parents fighting and you didn't have the best examples for love, and that's sad, but I can tell you that I'm really feeling you. I'm feeling chemistry here, and I'm so glad that you came. I'm so glad that you're on this date with me. Just really reassuring her. Real moment right here. Y'all know I'm 100% Team Cian, and I think I'm gonna be real. I think I'm more Team Cian because of who she is as a person and not necessarily how they are together, if that makes sense. Like I don't think she's gonna win. They're cute, but like I don't think she's all the way into him, and I think he's into her, but I don't think she's all the way into him, and it just would be a waste of her time. But for me, for the purposes of this show, I'm going to be on her team because I enjoy her as a person. But I cannot neglect and say that I don't see the kind of signs of like, maybe the chemistry is kind of, it's like I said, aw, cute, but not like, oh. You know what I'm saying? I still love you, boo. I'm still Team CN. I'm still here, girl, but we're gonna see how far you make it. Let's just say that. Now we are back at the house, and on a sadder note, we see that Michael is on the phone with what sounds to be her mother, and she gets some bad news. Her mom calls and tells her that her grandfather actually passed away and that she just wanted to let her know. On some real shit, y'all, like this is so heartbreaking. I feel absolutely terrible for Michael. Like, losing someone, I couldn't imagine not even being near your family and having something like this happen, and then all the guilt you might feel subsequently after, just feeling like, was I meant to be here? Like, just all these layers of like pain. And I really felt for her in this moment. Like, it's just very sad to see. And of course, as any person would understand, she decides that she needs to go home. She needs to be with her family. The experience is obviously just not worth it at the moment. And I don't think she's leaving anything significant behind with Arie. And she made the best decision for her and her family. And just on a really sad note, so sorry, Michael. I hope your family is doing okay. My condolences, my love, my support. That was just a really sad moment. And so we see the departure of Michael, and we wish her, and I wish her all of the best and all of the love and support during that difficult time. It's just heartbreaking to see. So obviously Michael leaves, and the next phase of the episode is we get another date card. So the date card comes, and Becca K is reading the card. She starts reading the names. Here's the thing. A lot of the ladies want a one-on-one, and they've deciphered that if they find out that their name is not on this group date card, they're going to be on the one-on-one. So there is a lot of anxiety and excitement around whose name is going to be left off of that card, meaning who's going to get the one-on-one for the week. So Becca K starts reading names. She's getting down to the wire. You know, we see Crystal, we see Chelsea, we see Becca M, we see Becca K. A lot of them, they want this date. Becca K reads off the names, and the one she neglects to read is my girl, Becca with the pixie cut. Becca with the pixie cut. Ew! That means our girl, Becca M, or Becca with the pixie cut, is going to be on the one-on-one. But until then, we have the rest of the ladies going on a group date. And it sounds like they're going to be in the nature of some sort based on what the date card was saying. So it'll be interesting to see how these ladies rough it in the nature. You see the ladies walking up a huge hill, and y'all, this was such an hilarious sight. Because it's just like, you could just tell some of the girls are just like out of breath. They're just like, why do we gotta be on a physical date? Like, I'm tired, it's cold out here, like, what is going on? But they sticking through, they holding each other's hands, holding on to each other for dear life. They said, sis, do not let me go, I don't want to be here. So they get up the hill and they line up, and this couple comes out along with Arie. Now Arie introduces that they're going to be doing some sort of survival date, whatever that means. And the couple has actually been together for like 13 years, they said, and they have gone on many trips and have figured out how to survive in any climate. And so they're basically going to teach Arie and all of these women how to survive. And they said if they can do this and they could be taught these skills, then they can survive in their relationship. So I'm just like, in theory, this sounds great, but like, what type of shit y'all gonna put them up to? What type of BS is y'all up to this time? That's all I want to know. Of course, the first thing out of their mouth is, you know, survival, you have to be able to recycle your own urine. And I was just like, tell me they're not going where I think they're going with this. They're like, so who wants to volunteer to, you know, go pee and like, you know, drink their own urine? And Arie's like, me. I'm just like, yo, you about to lose all the points I gave you and more. Like, what are you doing exactly, sir? You know, no tea, no shade to those who have needed to survive, who needed to do this. I've learned this in classes, that this is actually, you know, how you survive when there's no water. Like, you pee, it is urine, it is completely filtered, and it is from your own body, so you can drink it. But like, that's when you're in a dire situation, not when you're on a TV show, you know what I'm saying? Like, when there's endless amounts of resources. So he, you know, comes back from the party or wherever he was with a water bottle full, but it's black. So you're like, what? Is he really about to drink his pee? So he's super gung-ho excited. He starts to, and he drinks it. And I'm just like, he got to be kidding. Like, he has to be. He has to be. He just has to be. And thank you, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. He announces that, oh, chill out, y'all. It's just apple juice. I'm just like, oh, Arie. And the ladies were just looking like, oh, thank God, now I can actually like make out with you after this. Like, you almost ruined the day for us. So anyway, they go through a number of survival activities. You know, they split off into groups. Arie is with Crystal and Chelsea maybe, and then there's two other small groups of women. They give them a map, they give them instructions on how to get up hills, how to get through just all types of stuff. And obviously, you know, there's some hilarious moments that happen. First of all, Marique, she looks hella confused. She got a map, probably got the thing upside down. She's staring at herself in the compass, you know, compass like reflection. She is just looking dazed and confused. We have a few of the other ladies who are just cold. Tia, Caroline, they just over it. They're cold. They're annoyed that they're not in the group with Arie. We see Arie with Crystal and all the other women. He's lifting them over branches. He's making small conversation with them. So it's obvious that the girls that are in his group are getting more time, and they are probably having a better experience on this date. Like, they just get all of that time while these other women actually have to look at the map and like use a compass. They just look so sad. I was just like, sis, this is when you want to call Siri. Hey Siri, you want to call on Google Maps? You cannot call on anyone. You have to call on Jesus because he's the only one that can fix it. Eventually, they're all together and they are, you know, digging up dirt and actually digging up worms from the soil. And I'm just like, what is going, like, what am I about to do with these worms? And lo and behold, they say that, oh, we're going to be eating these. This would be the part 2 of the day where I would have been like, exit stage left. Like, I would have been out of there so quick, so quick. But Kendall is super excited. She's the taxidermy, wild kind of out there with her, lifestyle. And so she is super excited during the entirety of this day, and she volunteers to eat worms. And Tia, on the other hand, was also very excited about this. They start eating these worms, and I'm just like, sis. Arie looks impressed. Some of the girls look disgusted. Okay. Whatever you got out of that, I hope it was worth it. Yeah, just gross. After this part is over, they actually end up in a hot tub because, after every bachelor day outside, you will always find a hot tub somewhere, perfectly placed in the middle of wilderness, because that makes all of the sense in the world. Okay. We see Tia and Caroline and Crystal and a few of the other ladies in the hot tub with Arie. They're having conversations, and we see that Arie actually goes to embrace Crystal. Again, he seems to really be into Crystal, and this is something that Tia and Caroline peep. They peep it, and they start doing their little, when you start giving your friend the shady eye, like, girl, you see that shit? And then she like, girl, yeah, I saw that shit. Like, you don't even have to say a word. You just have to look at each other. Yeah, they were doing that look. Peeped. They were doing that. And Crystal, she saw the little exchange, and she was not happy about it, honey. Probably some mess coming. So we move on to the cocktail party. And the ladies are, sitting around, and they're kind of debriefing about the day. One thing, Crystal starts off with her I had a dream speeches again, and she's saying, oh, I'm not used to this, I'm not really used to this whole big group date thing, because, my first date I had a one-on-one, and then I went on a smaller group date. It was only about 8 of us. This one has about 14 of us. It's just a lot different, it's harder to connect with him, and the ladies are just like nodding while in her face. But of course, confessional gangsters, like, oh, Chelsea was like, oh, I can't believe she said that, because it's just like so disrespectful, because she actually was in the small group with him and they got to, do the challenges with him. So why would you even say that? Like, that's so disrespectful. Caroline echoed the same sentiment. She was saying in her confessional, it's really annoying that she was saying that, because she got more time with him than a lot of the women did, and they would kill for that. It's just like, she's so ungrateful, and she's just so, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We know they don't like Crystal, and it's looking like Crystal has no allies in this house. Not looking good. So the first conversation is actually a conversation between Crystal and Arie. Crystal, she goes against my cardinal rule number 1. If y'all remember from my last recap, I said, let's recite it together. Cardinal rule number 1, don't be a snitch bitch. She goes against this rule for some reason. She decides that she wants to tell Arie, remember in the hot tub, did you catch how Caroline and Tia were giggling? And it just seems like the girls are against me. It seems like no matter what, they're not liking me. They're kind of, being rude and mean to me, because they see the connection that we have, and I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what else to do. Part of me was like, okay, maybe she just really is stressed about it and like hurt. But a part of me is like, nah, you going against the grain. You going against the grain. You going against the code. You reporting other women to Arie, and I do not like that. So you get a strike from that point on. And he's just like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, he's like, it's gonna be like that. It's hard, but you gotta stick in there. He's just trying to console her, and she just keeps talking about them and how she feels. And actually, Tia comes in, to interrupt and get her own time. And as Tia's coming up, he warns her, like, somebody's coming to steal me. And she's like, can you ask for 1 more minute? And I was like, if he actually asked the girl coming for 1 more minute, Crystal got the juice. So I'm waiting to see what Arie's about to do. And Tia comes up, she said, hey, Arie, can I steal you? And he's like, can I have 1 more minute? And I'm just like, Crystal got the juice, y'all. I know people don't like her. I know she's the villain right now. But I'm sorry, y'all. Crystal got the juice. He likes her as of now. He literally granted her wish. He literally listened to what she asked. Like these are the signs of someone who's into you. So for right now, he's into Crystal. I'm sorry. Crystal actually decides that, you know, she wants to address Tia and Caroline for what happened in the pool. So she requests for them to come, you know, talk and have a side conversation, and they do. And she just basically says, I wasn't really comfortable with what happened in the pool. I feel like you guys were kind of talking about me. Tia was just looking the whole time like, okay, bitch, what you got to say? Like, she was so over the conversation before it even started. She was not ready to give an apology. She was not ready to, you know, walk away with any type of, you know, regret or feel like she didn't say what she had to say. Tia was looking like a boss. She said, you know what? Like, you say a lot of things that rub people the wrong way constantly. You hurt a lot of people's feelings, and you're trying to victimize yourself in this one moment where you feel bad. She's like, I don't feel bad. You push a lot of people's buttons. You are not a very nice person. Like, she's just going in on her. And I was just like, okay, Tia, keep that same energy when you see that person in real life. Like, she didn't change her tune. So I respect her for that. On the flip side, Caroline was like, changing her tune. She was all, ooh, thug, bully, oh, talking all that. But when she got in front of Crystal and Crystal pressed her about it, she was just like, oh my God, no, that's not our intention. We don't feel like that. We're so sorry. I'm just like, Caroline, like, that's fake. Tia doesn't offer an apology. Caroline does, you know. The conversation really has nowhere else to go. They're just going to have to agree to disagree. And that's pretty much over. Tia gets her one-on-one time with Arie. Obviously, she's very bothered. She's very pressed and stressed. She's upset that she just got confronted by Crystal. And now she's feeling like, maybe this girl told Arie about me. So she's trying to, with her own, you know, with style, kind of get to Arie and see, did this girl really talk about me? You know, was she influencing how you see me? And she's just like telling Arie, she's like, I just feel I'm really annoyed today. Like, I'm really annoyed right now. It's really hard. I feel like some of these girls are just malicious and maybe coming to you and telling you things about me. And he's just like, what do you mean? Arie is not trying to throw anyone under the bus. I'll give him a point for that. And she was just like, you know, that's not me. And he's just like, I respect you. I'm here for you. I still like you. And they have more open conversations. They kind of delve deeper into, you know, their own relationships. We get to the end of the cocktail party, and it's the point where the group date rose is going to have to be handed out. Arie gives a speech, and he kind of says that he's going to give it to someone who's been open, who's been honest, who he feels closer to, and he announces that the rose is going to go to Tia. This is going to be one interesting battle, y'all. I mean, she won this one. Crystal's big mad, and the girls still don't like her. So it's kind of a lose-lose for you, boo. Now it's the one-on-one date with our girl, Becca. Oh, this starts out on a high. Oh my God. They see each other. Becca runs. She jumps into his arms. And I absolutely love when they do this because it just shows how excited the two people are to see each other. It's just a good sign for a date to start with that type of energy. So I'm always excited when it happens. And I literally had the biggest smile on my face when they saw each other. Like, I was just like, y'all are so cute. The first step of this date is we're gonna go horseback riding. So he takes her out to the two horses that they'll be riding. They're these beautiful brown color, just beautiful horses. Oh my gosh. The scenery is amazing. Trees, like water. It's just so beautiful. And he helps her onto her horse and they start riding. As they're riding, they're having conversations. He's telling her about how he's never really been to Lake Tahoe. And she's just listening like a nice little riding partner. And they're just having really fun, easy, flowing conversation, and it's looking like this date is off to a good start. They get off of these horses and walk. As they're walking, they happen to just run into a hot tub in the middle of like a woodsy area. Just so happens, you know. They happen to, you know, have bathing suits underneath their clothes. Arie starts stripping down behind a makeshift shower door, and Becca, you know, again happens to have a bathing suit under her clothes, and they get in this hot tub. And this hot tub is where, you know, the chemistry just keeps sizzling. It keeps crackling. They're rubbing on each other. They're hugging each other. Becca has her arms wrapped around his neck. She's looking into his eyes. He's looking into her eyes. And they're having even deeper conversations. She's rubbing along his collarbone. And he, you know, apparently had a really bad racing accident when he was 15. And he actually shattered his entire arm. Which I was just like, oh, that sounds rough. He shattered his entire arm and had to get like bolts and screws in his collarbone. And it was just like a big thing. And he was letting her touch it. And she's like touching and feeling all up on him. And just, again, he's telling her really, really personal things. And I think Becca is the only person to get him to really, for him to open up about just like everything. Like, I just feel like every time they're on a date, he's doing most of the talking. He's doing most of the sharing. And it's just really interesting to see. Like, I just feel like the dynamic is so different. It just seems like Becca is the Bachelorette and he's on her like season. Like, I don't know. Does anyone else get that feeling? Like, I just think the energy is so different. Like, she definitely has the control for me in this relationship. We see them walking into the location of the dinner. We hear him comment on how he loves what she's wearing, just consistently showing her a lot of love, showering her with compliments, and it's so cute to see. So they walk in and they have a seat. Back at the house, we see the girls discussing yet again Becca and Arie's relationship. It's this big thing of Becca's age and how they think he's gonna send her home as soon as he finds out her age, and they're just again analyzing what they think Arie should do or what he will do. Back at the date, Becca and Arie are talking and he kind of gets straight into it. He really starts out by saying, "You scare me. I'm just wondering, like, you know, how serious you are. Like, obviously the physical connection is there, but how ready are you for marriage?" This is where I start to see the ever so cool and calm Rebecca. You know, this is where I started to see her. You could see visibly her panicking because you could tell she was not prepared for the date to go here. I think she thought it would be light and easy conversation like what they've always had. And she's shocked that he's actually taking it to the next step of like, are you ready? I don't think she was prepared to have this conversation yet. You can see it in her eyes. She's trying to hide it, but she's panicking like, oh my God, this guy is pressing me. What am I going to say? So he's saying, I'm scared. You scare me. You're unsafe. Like all the things he's already told her. I just don't know if you're ready for marriage. And he's just like, how do you feel about that? Like, and she's just like, how do you know you're ready for marriage? Like, she is the ultimate player, y'all. Like, she is a player. This girl, she know how to flip the script on anything. So everything he was saying, she was finding a way without having to really like confirm anything, finding a way to kind of turn it and be like, so he said, are you ready for marriage? You know, marriage is about the right person at the right time. She's like, well, of course, if it's the right person in the right time, like, that's the perfect person. I'm going to get married to them. I'm just like, it's so like, she knows how to like maneuver without having to be like, I am ready. So he just keeps pressing her to kind of confirm, like, are you ready to get married? And she's just like, I mean, like, I'm in a place in my life where I'm open to it. I'm open to getting to know you. And I know I have real feelings for you. And this scares me too. Like, she opens up and says, I feel a little scared. I don't think you understand that I'm putting my heart out here too. Like, it's not as easy as I'm making it look. And he's like, wow, like, I feel like you hide it well. Like, I don't see you like that. And as this conversation is going on, y'all, all I'm hearing is like, I feel like I'm watching two people who are madly in love with each other, like trying to like figure out real world like issues. If someone would ask me, oh, what are these two people arguing about? I wouldn't say that they're arguing about how young Becca is versus how ready she is or anything. I would say they're arguing about like, what religion are we going to raise our kids? Like, I would say they're already married because the energy of the conversation was just like two people madly in love, trying to resist what they feel and fighting for that love and fighting back on that emotion and not wanting to get hurt or like not wanting to put themselves out there. It just was so raw and so real. They just kept going back and forth. He was putting his emotions out there. He was being very vulnerable and saying, Becca, like, I'm going to fall in love with you. If you stick around, if I keep you around, I'm going to fall in love with you. And I know you're going to break my heart. That's what I was hearing. I was hearing that I'm scared. You scare me. You're the one that I know I will fall in love with, and you need to give me the okay to do so. you need to tell me that you're ready. And she was not giving that. She was just, she was trying to be like, give him a little something to hold on to. She said, my family, I've had people in my family get married at 19 and 23. And I'm just like, Becca, like, that's not what he's asking. Like, we all have people in our family or like know somebody who got married hella young. But like, how are you feeling? Are you ready for marriage? And we know that that's a valid question, when you're young. Like, we know when we're not, like, we can't mentally feel, like, even think about, like, being with someone for the rest of your life. Like, you can't mentally even imagine that. That's what he's asking. And she, she's not trying to answer it. And I'm not mad at her because I absolutely love her. She's a G, she's a boss, and she's finessing her way out of all of these questions. But at the end of the day, like, I do feel like she knows that she's not like 100% ready, but she doesn't want to like let him go yet either. So it's really a funny situation that they're in. Through the midst of her trying to explain herself and trying to finesse her way out of the situation, she says, hey, and do you know how old I am? He says, no, how old are you? She says, I'm 22. And he just, he goes back into it like, you're 22? He's like, wow, like, that's really young. And then you could just see his wheels turning. You could see him just like, literally warring. I feel like I was watching Arie's heart and head like battle each other, and his heart is like, don't let this girl go, don't let this girl go, don't let this girl go, this is the love of your life. Like, I know this sounds crazy, but like my feels were in this. Like, I could just see him. He's just like, don't let this girl go. Like, that this girl, it's like something special, like something about her. You don't let her go. And his head is like, this is a bad move. This girl is not ready. She's gonna hurt you. This is not what you came for. All of the things, the rational thoughts, someone in his position who's rightfully so, definitely okay to think about all of these things. And he's definitely, in the right to think this way. But this is a war of the head and the heart in this situation. And I saw them clashing. And I'm just wondering, the conversation keeps going. And I'm thinking, he might send her home? Is he going to send her home? Is he going to make that decision now? Because I think that Arie knows that he will fall in love with her. And he's like, either you're going to send her home now or you're going to get your heart broken. And so I'm wondering, what is this decision going to be? And I think Becca was realizing that too. You could see it in her face. She was panicking. She was panicked. She's thinking, he might send me home. I need to save this. I can't go home. I need to protect, what we have. So she just wraps him up. She looks in his eyes and she's just like, you're asking me to give you insurance that I cannot give you because it's love. And love, you can't have an insurance. The same way, I'm putting myself out there is the same way you're putting yourself out there. And you never know if you're gonna get hurt, but it's all worth it in the end. And she just finessing the situation. And she just, being really eloquent and very, very crafty with her words. And I was even falling for that. I was like, you right, girl. But also on the flip side, it is the truth. Like, there is no insurance in love. There is no, because they have these qualities, that's going to equal love. Love is a messy thing, and it doesn't always come how you thought it would come. And I just see this with them, and it just gives me, like, I was getting Notebook vibes. I was getting like romantic comedy vibes. Like, their entire dinner scene was like maybe 5 minutes straight. Like, they got a lot of time on this episode, and it was just like so raw, so emotional. It's so engulfing. Like, I literally was grinning. I just wanted to do everything. It's just, oh, he's gonna be in love. If he's not already in love with this girl, he's going to be in love with her like very, very soon. And I don't know what else to say. I'm just like, so, y'all. So here comes the point where it's like, is Arie's head or heart gonna win? Picks up the rose and he says, I'm looking for a wife. You scare me, but I have to take your word at face value. I can't bring myself to let you go. And I was just like, there goes that damn heart. In his confessional, he admits, he said, it is what it is. I am proceeding with caution with her, but I'm looking for love here. And I just have basically saying I'm looking for love and I have to see this through, even if there is a potential of heartbreak. Again, he's acknowledging what I know to be true and what he knows to be true, that this can end very, very messy for him, not her, because, you know, she's a boss ass Becca. It's just going to be interesting to see how their relationship progresses, but I'm absolutely so engulfed in their, I am so team Becca. I'm so team Becca for him. Watching two people really fall in love, like, I don't know, I can't gush about it enough. I can't gush about Becca enough. I'm just so impressed with her, and just, this is giving me hope for the show in this season. So I'm definitely excited to see what happens with them next. So that's the end of their date. So now we're back at the house and we're seeing the ladies get ready for the elimination. So they're getting ready, they're putting on their makeup, and then we see them sitting down waiting for Arie to come in for the cocktail party. Better luck next time, because we see our homeboy Chris Harrison walk in and they're all just like, faces are dropping, like, what is Chris Harrison doing here? And he announces that, you know, there's not going to be a cocktail party. Arie already knows what he wants to do, and, you know, the rose ceremony will be starting soon. And you can literally see the panic, mostly on Crystal, which kind of shocked me, because I'm thinking, Crystal, like, I think out of all of these women, you probably got a way better chance. Like, I don't know why you're so stressed and pressed, even though you piss people off. I think there's a lot of unknown factors in this whole equation that probably will get the boot before you, but she's really panicking. So we see them get lined up for the rose ceremony, and Arie walks in, he's grabbing the first rose and he's getting ready to say a name, and Crystal goes, wait, stop. Can I talk to you, Arie? Literally, the girls' faces, they were all just looking like, are you fucking kidding me? We all didn't get a cocktail party. We all had to just rough it out. And now you want to pull him aside and get a last minute before the rose ceremony? Like, are you serious? Are you serious, sis? And as she pulls him away, we see the rest of the ladies have a seat on the floor. This was a hilarious moment to see, because we see the girls just be like, this is some BS. My heels are hurting and this girl gonna steal some time from us yet again. Like, she can go ahead and have it. I'm gonna sit here and get my little comfortable time, because they got me effed up. Like, they was not about to stand there and wait for them to have that conversation. So she pulls him aside, and she's just saying some like reassuring things, but also like so unnecessary at this point. She's just like, I just wanted to pull you aside and let you know how much I'm here for you, how much I respect you, how much I would love you. Like, making a desperate plea. And I'm just like, at this point, he knew what he was gonna do. Like, whatever you're saying right now, you're either staying or you're not. Like, he's not going to change his mind. And she's just like, I want you to know how much I would respect your decision. Basically saying, make the right one, fool. Don't send me home. He shouldn't have allowed this time with Crystal. It is very disrespectful to the other women, and it is just like, he's too nice about it. So I was just like, just move on. Just tell the girl that she's gonna stay. Let's get back in line. Like, ugh. So they get, Crystal gets lined back up, of course, to the dismay. Arie starts to hand out roses. We start to see him give roses to people like Kendall, Jacqueline, Ashley, just people who get no screen time. And then we're left here like, who? I literally, when he said their names, I'm like, who? And I'm just looking like, if all y'all got roses, who's actually going home? Who's left? It's Caroline, it's Brittany T, and it's Crystal, and there's only one rose left. And now it's like, who's gonna get this last rose? Arie picks it up and he announces Crystal. So after everything that Crystal's done this episode, how all the girls feel about her, Crystal has made it through yet another elimination. And I think it's just a testament to what I've been saying for all of these weeks. She's built a connection with Arie, and he has not yet seen how she relates to the other women. It is not confusing or not surprising that he picks her. What is shocking is that Caroline is going home. I don't know, I just thought that was his type. I thought she would get a lot further. But, you know, sis, she just, you know, she did not go out well for me. You know, she didn't tell Crystal to her face how she felt. She seemed like she had a lot of opinions silently and not too upfront about it. I don't know. I just wasn't feeling that. But beside that, she seemed cool. She seemed to make friends with a lot of the women and have, you know, some other girls back. So for that, I'll give her a bonus. But for the other things, So Caroline is going home. Very shocking to me, along with Brittany T, another one of our black girls. You know, she lasted. She really tried. She stuck it out. But, you know, she just came to the road where most black girls end on this show. Week 4 or whatever before that. So it's so sad to see Brittany go home. But sis, I promise you, you will be okay. You do not need this man. You don't. So that is the end of the episode. There seems like there's so much drama to come with Crystal and the ladies. Is Arie gonna finally see how everyone feels about her? Like, Chelsea, will she ever be the villain again? There's so many questions to uncover. Y'all already know what it is. Please leave your comments down below. Like, subscribe, hit that notification button. And you already know I will see you next week. Okay? Y'all be good now. Bye.